Time for us to go and talk about Christian Eriksen. Johnny Kokborg is a BT sports journalist based in Copenhagen. Johnny, good morning to you. How are you?
Good morning. How are you guys? Thank you for having me.
So, what is the general sense now of how this whole situation transpired? Maybe before we get to that, what's the very latest on Christian Eriksen's health? That's the single most important thing here.
Well, not a lot has come out, but we know he's stable. He's in good condition. He's been talking with his teammates this Sunday. They've been chatting via video link, and he seems to be in fine conditions. But we don't know a lot of details. There's a press conference coming up a bit later today with the players for the first time, breaking their silence. So we hope to get a little more information about what they know about Christian's health.
Can you talk to us a little bit about the medical staff? Have they become heroes in Denmark? You know, we would tend to know a little bit about the medical team who backed the Republic of Ireland football team. What has that story been like, and how has that been told in Denmark?
Well, yesterday there was a press conference with the team, the Danish manager Kasper Hjulmand, the football director Peter Møller, and the medical doctor Morten Bolsen. And he kind of became of a viral sensation in Denmark because he was one of the leading factors in saving Christian Eriksen's life. So he became the image of you can say of the success of a traumatic moment in Danish football history, in Danish history in general. So yeah, he's been celebrated as a hero, and he was visibly shaken yesterday. And I think it was an emotional moment for a lot of Danes, seeing a medical professional who you might see as only a professional, but he showed a lot of emotion, and yeah, he definitely is looked upon as a hero at the moment. Yeah.
Can you talk to us a little bit about that emotional roller coaster that you guys as a nation must have been on from the moment where Christian Eriksen kind of begins to trip and fall over and the ball hits him?
Oh man, I get the goosebumps just thinking about it. I was there working with 3 other colleagues, and the silence that kind of overtook the stadium is something I'll never forget, and I think Denmark as a nation will never forget, because I think everybody thought he was gone, because we didn't get a lot of information. And that's even though thankfully he's alive and well, that trauma is still here, of course, and will take a lot of time to work through, because yeah, I think that the sense was that one of the Danish players died on the pitch. That was the belief on the press stands. I thought as well. I ran out of the stadium when he was carried off the pitch to see if we could get a glimpse of anything, what was going on. And I saw the ambulance leave the stadium. Thankfully, the hospital where he was taken to is just 2, 3, 4 minutes away from Parken in Copenhagen. You can see the hospital from the stadium. But he was taken. The ambulance was driving away very slowly and with no, I don't know what you call it in English, but with no blinking lights on. So I thought, why are they not in a rush to get him to the hospital? And in that moment, I thought it was a sign of him not being alive anymore. So I went into the stadium again, convinced that he was gone, because we haven't seen the images that was flooding social media with him visibly being conscious, leaving the pitch, and we had no information at all. And that trauma is very much still here in Denmark, and I think in a lot of Danish people.
And no doubt. And the footage emerged very quickly afterwards of the Danish fans and the Finnish fans chanting Christian, and the response coming Eriksen. Was that after news emerged that he had been stabilised, or was that in the kind of terrifying interim period where the fans in the stadium didn't actually know what was happening?
I think there was a little bit of information slipping out that he might be okay. It wasn't official, so I think it was it was a heroic moment from the Finnish fans mostly, but of course the Danish fans as well, because it was a bit of togetherness in a strange, difficult, traumatic period of everyone's life. So they came together, and of course the news started to flood that he was stabilized and he was alive, and that of course lifted the spirits in the stadium, and the Finnish and Danish fans kind of joined together, and it was truly a beautiful moment, and a lot of people have found comfort in that moment, because it showed what football also can be about compassion and togetherness.
Johnny, how difficult was this as a journalist for you and your colleagues to cover? Because there is a fine line sometimes between intrusiveness and covering a story. So how difficult was that for you, that particular challenge over the last couple of days?
It's been one of the most difficult moments of my professional life, and also of my general life, because we're all, I'm actually getting a little emotional just talking about it, because we're all people. We all have loved ones, and I think it's, but also as a journalist, you have a job to do. You have a job to give information to the public, but you also have to find a line about what information you give. You have to find a line if where you, as you said, is you're not intrusive in someone's personal life. We had a lot of discussion about which pictures to show. Obviously, everyone have seen the images of Simon Kjær, the captain, comforting Christian Eriksen's wife. And in those moments where we didn't know what was going on, we held those images back, and that's just an example of the difficulty of this situation. And we're still in the middle of it, but because what can we as journalists be allowed to do from here? How much time from the incident to a moment where we can maybe talk to some of his parents or friends, or all these thoughts? So we're still having him, and it's a difficult line to follow. It definitely is.
How did you feel when the game resumed?
I was in shock. I think all of my colleagues were just baffled, because how could we continue? And we're not the players. We know Christian Eriksen as a football player, but they know him as a friend, as a family man, and they had to play on. And if it was difficult for us as journalists and as fans in the stands, I couldn't imagine the situation the players were put in. And actually, I felt it just felt so wrong. And I'm still, if I put away my journalistic cap, I'm as a person, I'm still a bit angry that the players were put in that situation, because the Danish manager Kasper Hjulmand said yesterday that when he looked back on the decision, they should never been on the pitch at all after that incident.
Yeah, I think everybody can feel that now, and certainly, and probably at the time, a lot of people felt like there was no way that the Danish team could do justice to themselves and to their country, and therefore to the tournament in the aftermath of what had happened. And look, it's a very difficult scenario for them. In terms of what happens now, do you think the team will be able to get back into the tournament, or is it kind of irrelevant?
Maybe it can be a little bit of both. I think, I hope that they can use this. They're going to play the Belgium game on Thursday, that's for sure. That's what they've said. They're going to play it. Of course, there's a lot of work mentally being prepared for a game that seems so irrelevant after what happened. But maybe it's a bit more relevant now that we know Christian Eriksen is alive and well. Of course, we don't know his near future, but the most important thing is that he's alive. And I think the players can use that as maybe a bit of a therapy session, and maybe we can use it as a therapy session as a nation to come together in Parken on Thursday. 25,000 people will be allowed in the stands, and I think it could be a turning point, a moment we can heal as a nation. And I think the players, I don't care. I don't think a lot of Danish fans, Danish people in general care what the Euros is going to be like in a sports matter. I don't think anyone cares if they lose to Belgium and go out in group stage. I just think everyone cares that they come together and try to move on in some kind of fashion where they can heal. And I think that moment at Parken on Thursday is the moment to heal. And Roberto Martinez, the Belgium national manager, told that to me yesterday when I was at the Belgium press conference, that he hopes that it could be a moment of celebration of Christian Eriksen, and I think that was a beautiful thing to say.
Yeah, well, look, I mean, we obviously saw Christian Eriksen's best hour of football ever for Denmark when he scored a hat-trick against us in Dublin.
And sorry about that.
Well, look, I think in retrospect, we're all pretty glad that we got to see him at his absolute peak, because it should be a celebration from this point forward for Denmark of him and the fact that he survived. And I think of your medical staff as well. It's like, under the pressure that they were under to remain calm and to continue on and to do their job, like, that's what they've been trained for and blah, blah, blah. They're supposed to be able to do it. But actually, to do the thing you're supposed to do at the moment of highest pressure is a fairly phenomenal thing. And I'm glad your man has become a viral sensation and a bit of a hero. Johnny, you were brilliant this morning. Thanks a million for being so open and honest with us. And we wish you the very best of luck for the rest of the tournament. Cheers.
Thank you, guys. Take care.
Johnny Kokborg there from Copenhagen this morning.